Welcome to the webinar. My name is Maarten Bekkers. We have also Marcelo Burnett from Lauman Dealer Group in the meeting. Ian Godbold, Ian Industry Consultant, is there as well as Ben Mills from FOW Car Supermarket. And it's a webinar in regards to artificial intelligence in automotive retail. We co-host this webinar, and I just have a few slides. We thought it was very good to have a broader discussion about how AI can be used today and also in the future. We don't want to make it into a marketing pitch for Autochat, of course, but I would like to explain a bit what we do in general. Lauman is a customer of Autochat, who can also explain how they experience it, what the results are of it. That would be quite interesting, and also to see what their plans are in the future. Lauman is actually the importer for Toyota, Lexus, Suzuki, and the English brand Morgan in the Dutch market. Next to that, they have a very big dealer group as well. And I think that Amy is now there. Hi, Amy.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
Oh, great. I do apologise for the hiatus. So have we introduced the webinar?
Yes, we have, and we've just introduced also the participants in the panel.
Perfect. Now, Martin, have you explained what Autochat actually does?
Not yet.
Not yet. Are you ready at this point too?
Yes, of course.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay, so my first question was going to be, how is AI currently being used by dealerships? And you're in a perfect position really to answer that. And how is it benefiting dealerships in terms of enhancing customer engagement?
Yeah, so I'll explain that, and if you don't mind, I'll use the slides that I've sent. So I'll just go to these slides.
Great.
See here, and slides. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Can you see them? I hope you can. Yeah. Okay, let's move. Let's start with why we do what we do, and we start with the problem statements. We see in automotive retail that margins are shrinking. They are shrinking in terms of sales, so you earn less on the car that you sell, and also with electric cars. And yes, they are coming, also in the UK. You earn a lot less when you service those. So you will need to sell more cars, and you will need to service more cars for the same result. And you need to do that with hopefully not increasing your team size, because if you increase your team size, actually nothing will change. So you will need to work more efficient. And so the conclusion is that in today's automotive market, that it's demanded that dealership lower their operational costs and handle increased volumes with less manual work. That's the problem statement. And we believe that AI is the perfect solution to solve this issue. You can handle a lot more work using AI and having AI to help you. And Karen had a good remark. I think it remains a human business and a human contact business, but a human with AI will be able to do a lot more work than a person without AI. And I think also you should see it as a bicycle for the car dealership. You can also walk, but if you have a bicycle, you'll always be quicker. And that's the same with AI. So what do we use it for? So we have actually 3 channels where you can use your AI assistant. We started in 2019 with building Autochat, and Autochat was built based on the web version of Autochat. And web means that's an AI assistant on your dealer website to help visitors, and people can book appointments, they can ask questions, they can even book appointments for service departments. So the system is connected to the inventory, it's connected to the workshop planning system, it's connected to the lead management system, it's connected to AI tools like Google AI and ChatGPT, and you place it on your website, and you have an employee that works for you 24/7. Is never sick, is never on holiday, is always available for your customers. And you can train the model. So you can actually train it to indicate how it should operate for your business. And for every organization, the AI assistant will behave a little bit different. Then we have also now in August launched Autochat Pro, which is an AI assistant for dealership employees. And actually this idea came from our customers, and mainly Lauman, who is also here in the webinar. Lauman is one of our biggest customers. And we actually got the question from Marcelo, and he said, our employees are saying, why is it that our customers on our website can find information quicker than we internally? Couldn't we have such a functionality for our own use so that we can also find information very quickly? And we thought it was a really great remark. So we decided to build a version specifically for dealership staff, and that's Autochat Pro. It's brand new, and messaging is now also available since this week, actually. So last week we launched Autochat messaging, so we could bring the first customers live with that. Lauman will be the first to use that as well. And messaging is an AI assistant for customer contact using WhatsApp. And the great thing about that is that you can then reach out to customers and have conversations. You can reach out for an MOT, you can reach out to book a service appointment, but you can also answer incoming questions through WhatsApp. So you have an AI assistant that's available on a wide set of channels. And what do you use it for? It's in the end to optimize your work, to work more efficient, to save time, but also to increase the convenience for the customers on your website. Because if you fill in a form for a test drive, and then you need to wait for somebody to contact you to book the test drive, it's of course less efficient than if you have an AI assistant booking the actual test drive, and you have made your booking, and it comes into the lead management system of the dealer, and everything is already known and booked. So it's such a lot more efficient for a dealer and also for the consumer who is a customer at that dealership. It's not a demo. I'll just show you some slides how it looks like. So this is the web version where you have an AI assistant on your website, which also has an AI car search. So your inventory is connected to the system. So people can, in their own words, describe what kind of car they're looking for. Normally you're bound to work with the standard filters like brand, model, pricing, from to build year, from to mileage, from to... Is that how people search? I think that many will do and will click through because there's no other way. But what you also see is that we see that in the chats that people actually describe their personal situation. They would describe, I've got two boys and a dog, and my budget is this. What kind of car can you recommend? And based on that, the AI can also find the perfect car. So we are now also going to actually implement this in a classified website in the Netherlands. It will be soon launched. So I won't tell you the name yet, but very soon this will be launched on the first classified website in the Netherlands, which is quite exciting as well. Then Autochat Pro, this is a screenshot of it. It's an AI assistant for dealership staff, connected to your own systems, connected to brochures, price lists. We are now also, for one importer, connecting to their menu pricing system, so that when people ask, okay, I want to have parts, which alloy wheels are possible to upgrade on my car? Can I upgrade to some bigger wheels or not? Normally a dealer will need to look it up and will go into a menu pricing system, look up the alloy wheels, then create an offer towards the customer. What you can now do with AI, you can just say which alloy wheels upgrades are possible for the car with that number plate. You fill it in, we connect with the API to fetch all the information, and there you have the answer. The alloy wheels that are possible are those. This is the part cost, this is the labor cost, and that's it. Then you can even write, okay, send that information to the customer, and it will generate an email to send out to the customer containing all this information. So what normally costs you half an hour will now cost you 2 minutes, and you have a better result because it's the actual information, and it's a very beautiful email that can be sent out to the customer. It's a huge time saver for the dealer, but it's also a lot nicer for the customer. We see this is also being used because you're asking for use cases by, for example, Nathan Tomlinson of Devonshire Motors. They are also a customer. They use it for their receptionists because they constantly get phone calls with questions. For example, I'm unable to open my bonnet for that and that car. Normally they would write down, okay, I'll have somebody from the service department contact you. So it's a callback request. Right now they can just ask the question to Autochat Pro. All the manuals of the models that they have delivered over the past years are in Autochat Pro, and the system will then just generate the answer. The bonnet can be opened on that model there. So you don't need to have a callback request. Within a few minutes, you've helped the customer. You can hang up, and it's a lot more efficient, and the customer experience is a lot higher. So that's Autochat Pro. And then the latest addition is that you have the same functionality on WhatsApp. So you can say to the customers, save our number, our landline number, to your contacts, and we are also available for you through WhatsApp 24/7. Our AI assistant is there. And we believe that this could be very interesting to actually reach out to customers to schedule service, so that we don't need to wait until somebody needs service and then reaches out to the dealer by telephone. Actually, the statistics here in Belgium and Holland, we are also active in the UK now, but what we see, we started in our home markets, which is Belgium and Holland. We see that 85% of the people who want to book service, they actually call the dealer. Only 15% do it digitally. It's crazy. So we would like to turn that around so that 85% will book it digitally, and that when somebody really is not that tech savvy or wants to call or has a reason to call, they can still do. But then it's really reduced. It's such a big time and money saver for the dealer, and it's also a lot more efficient for the customer. So that's one of the things where we believe that you can use it for as well, and where we will see together with our customers like Lauman on step by step how we can introduce features that help the customers and save time for the dealer. So that's in a nutshell what we do, and also what we focus on with this product, and what the benefits are.
Great. Okay, so Marcelo, you've been using it, and you apparently were asked that critical question about why can't internally we find the information faster than our customers can. So just tell us what your experience of using AI in customer engagement has been.
Yeah, so we internally have been talking to Marta for quite a while about the Autochat as a product. And we basically last year, we were in the luxury position where we were basically challenged to innovate more. And on the other hand, we're also challenged to cut costs. So that for us was a perfect opportunity to start actually working with Autochat. And basically, the first thing that we did was, okay, let's look at how we can use the AI assistant on the website and minimize the risk we see on, internally getting those questions. Okay, what are we doing? What's the risk that we're taking, etc. So we were able to actually launch it on the website, which was really good. And for us, that was an opportunity to immediately cut costs on our customer support side.
Yeah. What is your dealership group? What is it?
So we're from Lauman Dealer Group. So on the one hand, we are the wholesale. We have a wholesale part, and we are the dealer group, and we serve about 10 different brands in our dealerships. We have 72 locations. And so we're mainly focused on Toyota Plus, Toyota, Suzuki, Lexus, but we're also brand dealer for Mercedes-Benz, Peugeot, and Opel, Stellantis cluster.
Yeah. So you said you've saved a lot of money doing it. How have you measured that saving?
Well, with the use of Autochat Web, we were immediately able to cut costs monthly on chat support. So we had a live chat on our website, which was open between business hours, and basically we also looked into what it actually generated, the live chat, and it was mainly callback requests. So most of the times, our agents were actually just making notes for the dealers to follow up. And what we did was, with using Autochat Web, we were able to actually get those requests immediately to the dealer in the lead management system, and cut out basically the middleman, which wasn't adding value for the customer or for internally. So that was
okay. So one thing that's hard to measure is customer engagement and the improvement of the customer experience. Ian, I believe that you are a specialist in that. Could you sort of shed light on where you think the benefits in terms of customer experience is?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the key benefits that you're going to get is obviously a quicker response time to the consumer. So you've got that opportunity to go directly back to the consumer and look to take them out the marketplace where you can do. So you're looking at measuring those response times, but also you're personalizing that communication back to the consumer. What we're seeing more and more now with chatbots is monitoring the consumer's journey of the vehicles they're looking at what they're looking on the vehicle detail page, the VDP, and it personalizes that to the consumer and then starts adding some suggestions and recommendations. But I think the big win and what women was saying about migrating that live chat to a personal assistant, and we're going to that 24/7. Remember, the website traffic is bigger in the evenings when the dealers are shut. So you're actually going to be always on. You can facilitate that opportunity for the consumer.
Right. Okay. Now we do have Ben from FOW. What are your takeaways from what you've heard, actually, as a dealership group that isn't actually applying AI at the moment?
Yeah, so I echo what Ian's said. Personalization, we're a big advocate. So we've got the processes in for video, automation, data management, but also process management. So we use elements of AI through vehicle process with imagery, qualifying the imagery, making sure they're up to a standard. Following on from what Ian said, I think with sort of your advertising, your vehicle display pages, it's important to actually have the images consistent across sites, across all platforms. So that element already exists. But for me, it's the personalization piece. It's sort of underutilized, but also data management. I think in automotive, we're all sort of guilty of acronyms. We're very acronym heavy with kilowatt hour. So if you can humanize the data points and present that in a more friendly format, I think you're onto a winner.
Yeah. Okay. So Martin, are AI technologies changing in themselves, or is it just like the approach of AI? What's coming down the road which will help you and product development?
Yeah, good question. So we actually started, I saw the AI coming up in 2018. So I was in Lisbon. There was a very big IT fair called the Web Summit. And I visited that with my business partner. And we saw AI coming up. So it was quite interesting. We decided, I actually decided in 2019 to establish a business to focus on bringing the AI to automotive retail. But at that time, there were no large language models. So that has come up last year. ChatGPT is one of them. Google also has language models and more. Yeah, actually, there are more providers out there that are also taking part in this race, I would say. But we at that time needed to decide which partner we would use, and we used Google AI. So Google AI is an AI where when somebody writes something, the AI will see what is the intent of this customer. For example, somebody would write, "Can I test drive the new Hyundai Kona or the electric Kona?" So it will recognize the intent and it will bring you into a flow. And also in the flow, if you write something, it will understand what the customer is writing, but all the texts that you are seeing are predefined. So they are written by a human and you get certain texts that are predefined. Then last year was a big change. So ChatGPT rocked things up with the introduction of their large language model. And we looked at it before it was available. There was like a playground that you could where you could test the language models. And I got goosebumps when I saw it. It was fantastic. Actually, to be honest, the first 2 minutes, I thought, oh my God, we are losing what we are offering in the market. So I was also a little bit panicking the first 2 minutes. But very soon, I thought this is actually really great because when you implement this, it becomes so personal, and that's indeed the feedback that we get from our customers. We want to provide personal contact, and what is the definition of personal? It's for me not that on the other side there's a person answering my question. No, it's the answer should be tailored to me as a person. If you're asking a question, you need to get a personalized answer. And if that is being generated by AI and it was quick and it's the right answer, it's a lot better than somebody saying, oh, I don't know, that's a technical question. I'll have somebody to call you back. And then you call back, the customer, of course, then isn't available. Then the customer calls back to the dealer. I've just been called. Who called you? I don't know. I've just been called. Oh, then we need to call you back again. That's how it works in a modern day dealership today. And I believe that the technology can solve those issues and make it a lot more flexible and a lot more personal. So that's today. So we have embraced the language models. We are moving away from Google AI and moving fully to the language models. We currently do it only for answering questions. So the answering question part of Autochat is based on ChatGPT. The appointment flows are still based on Google AI. And it works. People can actually book their appointment. They are going through the flow. But it's also got disadvantages. For example, in Google AI, when we ask something like, which work do you want to be done to your car? So we provide a list of options. You need to choose one of those. You can't write another question or move from left to right in a conversation. You're stuck actually in that flow. And then people, in the end, actually we have a lot of workshop bookings every day. So it works. But how great would it be if somebody can really, as in a human conversation, go from left to right and back to left and finalize your booking? We see that when people are making a booking, very often they are stuck at certain parts. For example, the work to be done to a car is one of them. So they have a rattle in the car, they have a noise in their car, they want to have it looked at. And then you see the list of options. What do you want to have done? MOT, maintenance, tire change. They think, but what should I choose? And we see people then writing, yeah, but there's just a noise in my car. Would you like you to have a look at it? And then we keep on asking, what do you want to choose? But it's the same in the standard service booking forms that you have on the website. You also actually push people to select something. So what do? They are in doubt and they start calling again. Yeah, what should I actually select? Let's book it by telephone. It's costing too much money for the dealer. So if you do this through a language model, and we have tested it already, and it works like a charm. So somebody can say, I don't know what to choose. There's a noise in my car. And then actually the AI will look at the list and will say, then we will do a diagnose. So, and it actually selects the right option and it continues the conversation. Also when somebody would say, yeah, last time I've also mentioned something and actually it isn't solved. Oh, good that you tell. I'll put it in the comments. And it does it automatically. So that's what we are moving towards. We will move all those flows in a language model. And if you then look in the future, that is also important to have everything to work properly on WhatsApp, because those Google flows are not really well to implement on WhatsApp. When you have it in a language model, you can do everything in WhatsApp, even car search, booking appointments, everything. And I think that then to finalize this, the answer on your question, you see that ChatGPT, when you have the app on your phone, you can actually also talk to the app. And there was always a delay in this talking. So it's text to speech. Speech to text, text to speech, actually. That's what's causing a delay. And actually, ChatGPT is now making this a real-time conversation. So you can, even when the AI is answering you, interrupt it by saying something else. It will wait, and it's fantastic. And they are now bringing this to all the users of ChatGPT Plus. And we are using the API. They will also bring it very soon to the API. That means that when we have everything available in the language model, and they bring this to life, we can put it on your phone. And I think that in next year, we will be able to do that, so that somebody calls the dealership 24/7, and there is an AI assistant helping the customers who is able to answer all the questions they have, and it will be a fantastic conversation.
Right, it's really ambitious. I'm just wondering, Marcelo, how hard was it to integrate that into your systems and cut the workflows that you already have? Because, you know, I imagine that you can't stop everything to bed this system in.
Well, in terms for the web version was really easy, because that's plain vanilla JavaScript to actually put it on the website. The thing that is more difficult is for Autochat Pro, we want to connect this to all our internal services. And I think the bottleneck is mainly on our side. So because Autochat is pretty easy, and they have enough development capacity to actually create the connections that you need. But for certain things, we need to actually change the processes we have internally, or make decisions on which tools we want to use or keep using in the near future. And that's mainly the difficulty that we face, or that we see. But
I'm going to invite Ben now. Ben, what would you say the integration challenges would be for an not just FOW, but any dealership?
Yeah, I'd probably say just integrating with the existing process. A lot of people will think, well, AI is going to replace everyone. It's going to replace systems. It doesn't. It runs alongside. So long as your strategy aligns with what you want to achieve, then it's just getting people to understand actually AI is there to support you. It's not there to work against you.
Yeah.
And that's probably the sort of the biggest challenge, I'd say. And then for us, it was just changing process. So we changed vehicle process to accommodate new changes for the imagery, for example. And then we've got meta campaigns running as well, which are AI driven as well. So that's automated a lot of that process, which was otherwise manual. But I think people automatically think, actually, it's taken away from my jobs, and it isn't. It's there to do the heavy work whilst you focus on other projects, and that's the biggest takeaway.
Right. I'm just going to switch to one of the questions, which I think this is really, really quite simple, and it's quite a compelling question. It says, does the customer know they are speaking to a bot? And if so,
yeah. Shall I answer that?
Where does the confidence perhaps go?
Yeah, so I'll answer that one. There's something new even in the AI space. So there's a lot of things going on in the EU and in Europe regarding AI regulations. Because of course a lot is going on. There's also quite some risks involved. We do need to take GDPR into account, of course. So we are also ISO 27001 certified. So we have our processes in order. We take a lot of we do have a lot of effort for that. But there's something new called the AI Act. It's a European regulation of what you can and cannot do. And one of the obligations we have is we are obliged to indicate to the user that it's AI. So that's one of the reasons why our avatar is not a human being. Because some of our customers said, couldn't we put a picture of a human being? It looks nicer. Yeah, it looks nicer. But you also, people might think it's an actual human being. It's not. It's AI. And there are huge fines on it now in the AI Act if we would actually not make it clear that it's AI. So also on the phone, when you have a phone conversation, the system should indicate, like systems also indicate that the call might be recorded for training purposes. It would also need to indicate this is an AI conversation. It's not a human being. So and then people will experience it. But if I look at, I had a birthday of my son last weekend, and actually we had some questions also with people who were not so tech savvy. Was a question, I'll just look it up, they said. And what do? They open the ChatGPT app and they ask it there. They don't go to Google anymore. They have their AI assistant helping them, who is giving the right answer. And it's also logical because the AI will just give you the answer, while Google will give you pages where you might find the answer. So it's very logical that this is the evolution. So I think that yes, you need to make clear that it's AI. And the AI Act will protect the GDPR. We are ISO certified, so it's fully GDPR compliant. Yeah, it's very important. Yeah.
Okay, Ian, do you think there may be a trust deficit in using AI in customer contact?
No, I think for the changing behaviour that you're seeing in the consumer, I actually think they're going to drive more and more dealers to actually use AI. I think it's more the case of the question earlier: how do you get the dealers to embrace it more? And I think a lot of that is also staff training. Yeah, getting the employee training, getting the employee to be able to use the ChatGPT app, using AI themselves, that they get the confidence in using the product itself. Because ChatGPT and AI is here to stay. The key benefits for a dealer, and the dealer needs to ask, is speaking dealer language. Is this going to help you sell more motor vehicles? Is it going to help you sell more service hours? The answer is yes. Is it going to give you some cost efficiencies? Well, we've already heard that today, that is yes. But the number one is it going to improve the consumer experience for that consumer? Is it going to make the dealers easier to do business with? And all three of those are answered yes. So it's about embracing that. And I think now it's interesting that Martin was saying about the act and letting people know that you're actually speaking with AI. I think in many cases a lot of consumers don't know because it's moved forward that much.
Right. In terms of touch points, customers coming to dealerships in a variety of ways. Does your system, Martin, does it capture all those channels?
I'm not sure that I understand your question. Could you?
Well, there are people coming through from Facebook, obviously the dealer's website, Twitter, what form?
Yeah, so we used to have Autochat only available on your website, and we didn't provide any WhatsApp functionality. So WhatsApp will be provided very soon. Facebook, I'm not sure. I don't see a lot of use of that at the moment towards the dealer, but I do see a lot of use of WhatsApp. And but if Facebook is used a lot, we can definitely also add that channel. But indeed, I would say that if you look at the channels, website is one of them. WhatsApp will be the next one. Pro could also be seen as a channel. It's the what you would use as a professional, an internal channel. And actually, as in terms of channels, I would think that actually the voice, the telephone channel would be also a very important one, and where you can have a lot of optimizations and use cases for that as well.
So really, most dealers would be sort of saying, well, how am I going to measure it? Is it just purely on business done, cars sold?
Perhaps Marcelo, how do you measure it at Lauman Dealer Group?
I think for us there are a couple of ways to measure it. So one, of course, is for the web variant. It's just the amount of leads that are being generated. Which is for us a very useful metric to look at. We can look at the time we will actually save on customer contact. And I think also for us on customer satisfaction, so looking at reviews, because what we see is that for a customer to actually reach the dealer in some ways is already an obstacle, right? So our reachability is an issue at certain times. So, and we also see that in our reviews. So I think being able to use the right channel and being able to serve the customer right away at any point will also increase the review score probably. So I think for us, these are a couple of metrics that we can actually use to indicate whether or not our customers are actually happy with the use of it.
Yes. Can you demonstrate good retention rates with this system? It may be too early to tell, but it's something that you'd be hoping for.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we're already able to do that now, but hopefully in the future we will be able to use that. Yeah.
Yes. Well, you go with the profile of the car and your profile of the customer, I guess, wouldn't you, Martin? So perhaps, you could have an outbound campaign of communication when you knew those milestones were being reached.
Yeah. So we a good example would be we have actually an auto dealer group who is also a customer, and I was talking to one of their managers, and he was actually saying we have our DM. We have actually they have Salesforce. It's not really DMS. They have on top of their DMS they have Salesforce to have a 360 view of everything that's going on at that dealership. And he says from the 360 view, we get required actions. A required action could be somebody's MOT is about to expire. Somebody has not been in the workshop for a year. And actually every year minimal the car should come in, for example. Or they have a car where they get a message from the brand, from the OEM, that actually that car would need service. Another action required is happy calls. So somebody had a car delivered 2 weeks ago and needs to be contacted to see if everything is okay. And I believe he said they have about 1,000 required actions per day at their dealership. 1,000. And he says, and then we start manually working on those, and we are able to handle 30% of it. So he says it's very simple. We have 700 required actions per day that we are not handling. And so he was mentioning it's a huge problem, really a huge problem, because we have such a big gap. So how great would it be if those 1,000 required actions per day could be handled by AI? So the AI is actually doing them every day, automatically, even a happy call. For example, a happy call could be a call in the future. I think next year it could actually be a happy call. It's the AI assistant. How is your car going? Is everything okay? Are you satisfied? Are there any issues? To begin with, I think we'll do it through WhatsApp. So you can say to the AI assistant, this is the customer. He bought this car 2 weeks ago. Reach out to see if everything is okay. The AI assistant will reach out, ask the question. If the customer says, it's fantastic, we're very happy. Oh, great to hear, enjoy it. In the future, if you have any questions, I'm here 24/7. That's fantastic. But it could also be that somebody says, yeah, I'm actually not so happy. Okay, what's going on? Yeah, that is going on. And it will alert the conversation and send the required action to the dealer to reach out to this customer as a human being to solve that issue. If you then see the 1,000 required actions being handled by AI, they're all handled, there's no gap. And only the ones where human interaction is necessary are done. It's better for the customer, it's better for the dealer, and it generates a lot more revenue, it saves time. And actually also one of the things I saw, Lauman is an example because they're now also in this meeting. So I went to their customer contact center months ago to see where could we save time, because they want to reduce time there. They're spending millions on customer contact per year. So we need to see how can we optimize that. And I thought by myself, those guys will not be very happy to welcome me because they might feel that I'm taking away their job. So we've been talking and they were very open and they said, oh, this could be improved and that could be improved. And I said to them afterwards, you've been so nice to me, because I was a little bit afraid and I explained it. And those guys said, yeah, you know what the churn is, the employee churn in our customer contact center, because our job is not such a nice job. It's repetitive. It's the same questions every day. I listened into conversations. Somebody calls, is my car ready? When can I pick it up? Yeah, it's not ready. You will receive a message, an SMS message when it's ready, as we've told you when you brought the car. Okay, then I'll call back in an hour. No, you shouldn't call back in an hour. We will send you a message. Yeah, I don't trust that. I'll call you back anyhow. So it's so inefficient. But what I see is that the employees of the dealerships actually said, please automate those tasks, have the AI do it, so that the more difficult and the complex tasks are there for us, because it would make our work a lot more interesting, and the employee churn would also go down. So I think that's a very important one. So 1,000 required actions per day, handle them all with the help of AI.
Great. Okay. So Ian, what do you think the dealership, UK dealership uptake of AI in customer engagement will be?
I think pretty strong. I think if you look at a lot of dealers now, they've got AI within their business anyway. So stuff like sourcing stock, you're seeing dealers when they're buying stock, particularly from C to D models, the auctions, they're using AI within that anyway. They're using AI for pricing. So I think it's just an implementation of improving their communication. Many of them have been using automated emails for many years, and they now call that AI, but it's not true AI, because AI actually, the response that's going back is actually better than handwritten from the actual dealer themselves. So you're seeing a higher conversion in that side. But I think I think AI is here to, the conversation we started is, was this a bubble about to burst? No, it's not. It's here to stay, and it's here to be a foundation of your business. I think one of the big things that we see, and we're seeing at the moment, is with automotive AI, in identifying content that needs to be produced for websites where there's content gaps. And what used to be hard work for content writers has now become quite easy, or the heavy lifting has been done by AI now. And you're seeing that more and more with even small dealer websites indexing well that are using AI. And you're seeing it where actually the dealers now are targeting their competitors to identify where they do well on keywords and content, and that's been produced by AI, and now it's taking share from them. So I think it's being used already, but I think the uptake will be, if you're not using it, you're going to get left behind.
Right. Okay. So Ben, FOW, would it go down the AI route in terms of customer engagement? And
Yeah.
what time scale do you think?
Yeah, no, I think it will do. As Ian says, it is here to stay, and that's a good thing. It's not that we're against it. Yeah, I think for timescales, it will be relatively soon. We're already in conversations anyway. We've already got AI activity on the go, sort of elsewhere within the business. It's just the support mechanisms we need for the wider teams, but we recognise the importance of automation and how that can actually benefit the business as well.
Right.
We're already seeing, for example, mobile usage. The intent there and the appetite to actually transact online using mobile devices is strong versus pre-pandemic. So I think, yeah, ultimately it is the way to go.
Yes, brilliant. Okay, gentlemen, we are drawing to a close. I'd like to thank you all. It's been very insightful. And I know that anybody who would like more information knows where to go in terms of Autochat AI. I have one last question, and if everyone could answer quite briefly, then we'll just wrap it up in time. One question that has come in is how to protect the vulnerable customers with this AI assisted method. A vulnerable customer perhaps needs treating differently, or needs to have their needs understood before they can advance their query. Anybody? Or
What do you mean exactly? What is the definition for you for a vulnerable customer, like a blind or do you know, or the elderly, or how do you say?
Capacity to understand what they're listening to. We've heard it a lot in the finance sphere. When you're selling a product or you're encouraging somebody to take a product, are they being given the best advice for their situation, basically?
Yeah. So what I would say, you actually give instructions to the AI assistants on how they should behave, and it needs to be ethical. It is already ethical out of the box, and it's also becoming more ethical because dealers actually are also limiting the capabilities and saying what it can do. It needs to be focused on their business and to guide people. That's also the instruction you give to an AI assistant. You are here to guide our customers, to help them with this and that, and to provide assistance. So it's really an assistant, guiding all kinds of customers. But I do see that it might be that the for example, if you're a bit older and not so tech savvy, that you're not chatting, but that you use another channel like the phone. And then if you see the quality of conversations that will soon be available through AI, also there you will get great assistance.
Yes, great. Well, thank you, Martin, for giving us those last few words. Just like to say thank you, everybody, for attending. Thank you, our panelists. It's an insightful subject. It's a very intriguing subject. We'll no doubt come back to it. Just to say, our next webinar is on October the 22nd at 2 p.m. and it will be sponsored by Indicator, Autoroller, and it'll focus on used car retailing. Full details on our website. But once again, thank you, gentlemen, and keep the good work.
You too. Have a nice day.
Bye.